Okay, everyone, welcome to the Sabado Sessions podcast, and we're going to kick off with these new segments, weekly segments with my guys like Mo and Indy. Obviously, you know the rest of us, Durance and Espen. So yeah, to kick it off, lads, talk of the week. Let's go.
I think
We
the
need
first
a
thing we
total
should
600.
talk about
Oh, straight there, straight there.
already.
Hey, I know your
Jesus
missus in the
Christ.
background, Mo. How did you feel about the loss of that 5 bags?
Oh my days.
That could have been the extra Uber exec, you know, but instead she's just like getting Uber general or something like that, bro. What?
Oh my days, bro.
Now, honestly, I do
Alright, let's
think
go.
the first topic needs to be the whole knee sleeve shit, because I feel like there's so
Yeah.
many companies out there that just brought out some new knee sleeves. Obviously, the rigor mortis, then the new Titans. But yeah, I think that's the perfect way to start this off, man. So
Yeah,
who's gonna
you
kick
know
it off?
what?
Go on, George.
No, because we got obviously Mo and Indy. I feel as though they've been more exposed to these new gen of knee sleeves because obviously I've never tried it. I don't know if Durance or Espen has.
Well, you just said you said Mo. Mo hasn't tried them yet.
No, but he's been talking a lot about it, innit?
Oh,
Like-
okay, cool.
He's
Fair
on-site expert right now.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That's true.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but Indy, gotta kick it
Bro.
off, bro. What you say for the rigor
yeah,
mortis, the new
So
Titan?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say there's been a lot of talk from loads of people, right, about what these sleeves are capable of and what they're gonna do. And like the one thing that always makes me laugh is when they're holding up the 20 kg plates
Oh yeah.
on top of the thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some wraps. I'm gonna make a circle on the wraps, put a 20 kg on them, and once they're unable to hold up the 20 kg, and be like, your wraps don't give you anything. Don't give you anything. Because it's such a dumb, random way of proving that it's giving any support. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because it's able to hold something up. Like, a lot of this stuff for me is anecdotal. Do they give something? Possibly. How much do they give? Nobody knows. Because unless you've tested it and you can prove that it gives anything, up until that point, for me, it's a moot point. Like, if you look at some of the best squatters in the world who are squatting in sleeves, how many of them are wearing the new sleeves? I haven't seen many.
I haven't seen Durance wear them, and he's got a squat record in it.
You got a regional squat rate of endurance.
Regional, you know, many dissing us. Jesus Christ. Do you know what? In March, I'm gonna be front row, bro.
I said it from the beginning, and I'm going to stand by my statement. How you squat in those sleeves makes more of an impact than the fact that you're wearing them. And I think that's going to be the same thing, like having a piece of equipment, regardless of what it is, and then not using it to its full potential is going to mean that they're not going to do anything for you. I'm going to pick on 2 people on this podcast, and I'm sorry in advance. They're already smiling because they know who it is. But like, if you have long femurs like Mo, you're not going to be jumping into the hole. It's not possible to just straight into the hole and bounce out, because it's not going to work. And Durance, as he gets heavier, he'll slow into the hole. It's just a natural thing. It's what happens. Now, if you're wearing really, really bouncy sleeves, let's say, but you're coming into the hole really slowly, is it going to do as much for you as, let's say, someone like Aaron Holm, who used to, remember, a high bar squat, a really fast bang in the hole, out the hole? He'll probably get more out of them than someone else will. So I think my stance is going to be my stance on this. How you squatting them is going to make more of a difference than the fact that you're using them. And I think we'll see over the next year or so, with more and more people being exposed to newer and newer sleeves. If everybody just starts absolutely annihilating each other, I'll be like, cool, okay, maybe they did. But if in a year's time things are just normal, going the way they are, then obviously they didn't have as much of an impact as people thought they were going to have.
Yeah, go on, Mo. What's your take on this? Mo?
Oh, he's got us on mute.
I don't think he's been listening, you know. I think he's just been like, yeah,
Hey,
no.
Mo,
I'm
you've been listening?
He's just been smiling at the right time for no reason.
I think Mo's still thinking about that 5K.
Calm down, bro.
You're all
My
wrong.
earphones disconnected for a second, so I was trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, Seth, so
Mm.
you just smiling at Indy like, yeah.
I was like,
You just
I
sound
wanna
like
bring back
Indy.
to it. So I'm just like, I'll just keep it going with the flow.
Shit.
The flow was taken to you, bro. Like we wanted to know what your take on it was.
Oh, okay. So my thought, well, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my thought is obviously like in his said, like I hear that part where he said it depends on how you squat. That's what you're gonna get the most out of them. I think overall though, like when you do look at the structure of the new sleeves, compared to like a old SPD or old A7, I think just having something with a little bit more structure will have a better carryover on your knees. And one thing that a lot of powerlifters struggle with is knee tendonitis or quad tendonitis. So if something can potentially enable lifters to train safer or recover quicker in between sessions, I think long term we'll see people potentially increase the squats, not by a massive amount, but just not having to deal with so much pain will help long term. But then also we might also start seeing a lot more people fail on depth because depending on how you squat, especially if you're a wide squatter, if you're having something restricting your ability to get in the hole because it wants to prop you up, you're most likely going to see a lot more people failing on depth. And I've actually looked on social media. A lot of people who've got the new sleeves have now started to squat more borderline even.
Bro, Espen, you shouldn't get them then.
I knew that was coming. You know what? I think Mo's hit like the nail on the head with the other aspect of it as well. I think just like enabling people to just have better knees, like just feel better, is going to enable them to like push more as well. Like that's just a natural thing. Now the thing that annoys me is like people are having a go at like these individual companies for making these sleeves, and I'm like, you can't have a go at a company for doing things within the rules. Like if they've passed IPF testing, they've passed IPF testing. You can't blame the company for trying to progress and push something. It's like saying, like, just as an example, no company involved here. Peugeot having a go at Ferrari because they're developing fast cars. Like, why are you developing this fast car? Like, why can't you develop the same cars as me? It's the same sort of thing. Like, every single company is going to release their own versions of these sleeves. They'll all work in different ways, in my opinion, because the way they're shaped means different sleeves are probably going to suit other people better or worse than the rest of them. And then there's obviously the price point as well. Like some of these, the Titan sleeves, what, 180, 200 euros or something?
Before shipping as well.
Before shipping?
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe you do want to spend that much money. I wouldn't spend that much money.
Nah.
Oh, fuck that. That's way too much, man. But
Wait,
in all fairness, though, I did post on the Sabado page about the new Titans, and I did say that, ask the question like what everyone's views on it. And then it was, to be honest with you, a majority of people that actually said a lot of stuff like, oh, no one can talk shit about equipped lifters again. It was mainly equipped lifters that had an opinion on them.
I was gonna say everyone who's been taking the piss out of them is equipped lifters.
Yeah, it's mainly equipped. Like the majority of like raw lifters or people in the IPF and stuff that do raw, everyone's happy. Everyone's not really complaining about them. But the majority of people that are fucking arguing and shit like that is mainly just equipped lifters. So
I don't know, man.
How many people are gonna wear these in equipped meets? Or how many, if there's meets where people are using wraps, how many people are going to choose to wear the sleeves over the wraps? Probably none, to be honest. Unless people physically can't handle like the wraps being on. Like if you see people wearing wraps, the second they finish that squat, they waddle off and they want them off ASAP.
100%. Yeah. But I was gonna say, you know, obviously, Indy, you were getting onto the whole like it's down to the user on what these knee sleeves are gonna be most useful for. So, say for example, there is a squatter like that can only wear a specific brand, but they know they can excel much better wearing, I don't know, for example, just the insert or the new Titan knee sleeves. I feel as though their performance will be impeded because they're restricted into that one specific brand only. So I think in the long run, it's going to have to be the case where either the technology is pretty much similar across the board so that there's options there for the user, or like there's going to be like a sort of like unfair advantage, you know, like you were saying, like, oh, why is Ferrari making faster cars, if that makes sense. Like for example, Mo, I don't know, just an example here, your knees would probably be healthier and, you know, moving a bit better in X knee sleeves, right? As opposed to the ones that you're currently on now. I'm not saying it's better or not saying it's worse than where you are, but I feel as though there's going to be like a barrier almost to how getting the most out of someone's performance in the as of right now in the long run.
One thing I was going to quickly mention though, it's like, I mean, the argument about different companies having different levels of tightness or stiffness is fair, but it's almost the same as like, you know, people who wear large knee sleeves and people who wear smalls. Like, for example, in the 105s, there are guys who wear extra large, and then there are people who wear smalls in 105s. Doesn't necessarily, you could say, yes, it helps someone slightly increase the squat. I mean, we're talking about completely different knee sleeves in the first place, but a good squatter will always be a good squatter. And I think as long as you can't, if you gave me wraps, most likely, wraps maybe is a bit of a stretch, but I'll never squat as good as Anatoly. It's not going to happen. Our leverage is completely different.
Man.
It doesn't matter.
Have faith.
Have you seen the leg? I posted the video. My femur's the size of Anatoly, bro. It's like, it's not going to happen. But it's like a good squatter will be a good squatter. So that's it at the end of the day.
So that means like there's no chance for us, someone like me being as good as Russ then, because
your femurs is you're built for squatting. So I don't even know why you're complaining right now. Like,
am I? Have you seen Russ's leg? Jesus.
Russ is 5'2".
I'm 5'7", solid 5'7". Yeah, I think
What?
to
When
me,
you stand on Joey's shoulders?
yeah.
5'7", you know, the lies.
I got it certified by my GP. I will send the certificate to you soon. Don't worry.
I
I
wanna
know.
see that.
How much you pay him? This better not be a Congolese GP. You know what I mean? $300. He goes, give us
Oh, shit. To me, about my opinion about these sleeves happening and all of that. I know we had the chat about this before with Indy and the rest. So I kind of have mixed feelings on this. Number one is I don't even know why we're moving to this direction of having all these so-called improved knee sleeves. To me, is rather ban knee sleeves, just let go roll, fight it all out like animals. Do you know what I mean? Literally, that's what you call raw powerlifting.
No
And
belt then.
if you put it,
Your knees, Durance, will cave in your first training session.
I think I can score by like 290 roll, so I'll be all right. So do you know what I mean? So ban knee sleeve, let's go roll. And the other argument is yes, we have to embrace innovation. I know things are changing. One person said to me like, oh, if the sleeves were back like what they used in the 90s and 80s was something probably we wouldn't want to touch them now. So it's like the world is moving, so we are moving with the sports as well. But one of the things that are actually just like pissing me off, I think Joey, you raised this earlier when you said, because like some people at class we're contracted for a particular brand. So some other people that are not contracted for that brand, they can pretty much do whatever they want. And like for instance, these insert sleeves are coming in, as Indy said, if someone is squatter that knows how to use them properly, can get a muscle out of it. If you're squatting against someone like that, they have the advantage over you. No matter what happened, they will get like, I'm not saying they're going to get 20 kilos. I'm not saying that, but they will get, I always say minimum, 2.5 kilo they can get it if they know how to use it. And that 2.5 kilo can be the difference between winning £5,000 or winning £1,200.
Or totaling 600.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
I'll take it all, man. I'll take it all.
Especially that 600, Joey. You total 597 and a half at the British. So the 2.5 kilo, if you had those in the sleeve, you probably could have hit that 2.5 kilo and get a 600. So to me, that's my point. My point is, if someone knows how to use these sleeves properly, they will gain that advantage over you. That's not even a joke. I'm not crying here because I'm already crying for Malta that people will be using Titans and Inzers. No, Malta, we're all in the same level. Pretty much all the pretty much all the big squatters in my weight class, they're all SPD. So no one.
You never know. Enna might show out. You know, them rigor mortis. He hasn't shown any training
He's been
footage.
quiet. He's been super quiet on social as well. He hasn't been posting it up. He hardly posts memes.
I think he has fear of that too. I think he has fear of that 280 squat at the Euros. If he add more there at Malta, we never know.
Bro, if he squats 300, you know it's a problem, right?
But if he scored 290 is the problem, bro.
Yeah.
300.
No, but
290 is the
I'm
problem.
going off this like +20 like on the rigor mortis sleeves that keeps hanging around the airwaves.
Oh, +20 is mad though.
Yeah.
I'm
Maybe he
waiting.
can score. Maybe he can score 300 and hold on to 391. You never know. So yeah,
Nah.
that's probably my need.
So in conclusion, right, Jordan, like, would you say that if SBD, let's just say, I don't even think we can talk about this, but let's just say your contract with SBD was no more, right? No more. Would you obviously jump in to A7 season and all that stuff? Would you like the new rigor mortis, or would you actually purchase? Because obviously you're a man with fucking crazy financial. Your bank account's probably bigger than all of us combined here. So would you actually buy the new Titan ones that just came out, or would you stick to the ones that you're used to? Because as you said, a good squatter is always a good squatter, isn't it? So what would you say in that situation?
To me, is again, literally, I'm going to be really honest here. It's about I don't need help and support, right, to give me something. So to me, like, even if I wear the other brands and then I score 320 or 325, to the rest of the world, it will be like, oh yeah, the world endurance has broken the world record. But to me inside, I'll be like, nah, man, I didn't work for that. I did get a lot of support from the sleeves, especially if I know how to use my sleeve. But if I score my 320 or 310 or 315 with whatever I'm using now, I'm going to be more proud. Believe me, because I'll be like, you know what? That's my strength right there. That's me. That's me.
No, go on, Mo. Say it, bro.
You could apply that to anything though. You could apply that to the SBD belt, which is 13mm. You could apply that to bench shoes, which give you more grip on the platform. You could apply that to the singlet, the Helico pad, which has the it's like I feel like
unless you're squatting stark naked, right, and showing man your body, right, that doesn't really work for me. Like, I'm the same. Like, it's a piece of equipment. Like, unless you're using no equipment, like, don't even use a bar. Get some rocks. Put the rocks on your back, and if you can't like hold on to the rock, then it's not a squat. Like, that's my stance. Like, as long as the IPF are approving these things, people are going to use them.
We just have to live with it. We have to look. IPF approved it. Whatever brand it is, again, come down to what we said. If you are like you're contracted with a particular brand, it's your problem with that brand to make what you need. Like, for instance, like us, we are contracted with SPD. So it's SPD's job to make sure they actually go to the market and challenge these other brands that are making these brands. I want to mean challenge, not buy them off or fire them or something and take them to court. I'm not talking about that.
But
I'm
to
talking
create
about
something similar.
Yeah. Create something similar that will challenge those.
Okay,
that's
boom.
SPD's job.
So on the off chance that SPD does, and then they send it over to you, and you squat like that 320, 325 that you were just talking about, do you feel as though it was still earned, or?
No, I don't think I would still feel it's earned. No,
why are you lying, bro? So you're just gonna lie to us like this?
So they said it's 325. Yeah, no one's resting.
The reality is, as you said about the belt and all of that stuff. More, you mentioned all these equipment, right? We're using all these equipment because that's what the sport is providing. Let's get the numbers. Let's get the number.
The sports provided the sleeves as well.
I mean, if you say the sports provide the sleeve, these brands are providing these sleeves to give us the support to score as much as we're doing now. Do you know what I mean? So the reality is, right? Powerlifting, we're using the equipment to get the most out of our body to get the weight that we're doing, right? That's what it's all about. But if it was no powerlifting or if it was no competition, I wouldn't be using sleeves. I would not be using sleeves.
So what you're saying? So basically, in conclusion, Jones, what you're saying is because you're going to be getting them from SPD for free, they're going to go on your knees. Simple as that.
Thank you very much.
Listen, the day after you squat 325 in the new sleeves, you'll be like, if this old man with these knees can squat this much, then
old lion never dies.
Yeah, this old lion, something about the savannah.
I will probably do that. It's true. But do you guys have noticed that sometimes I do squat betless and I do squat sleeveless on my training? They wait
to squat though. That's why, isn't it? It's like I can't just Like that's the problem, isn't it? It's like you can just go to the gym and beltless squat and knee sleeve squat. Last time I did that, my oblique went. Like, it's like,
But it depends what weight. I'm sure you can probably do 250, 270 beltless.
I could do. It's not. I tried 281. I tried 281s. And I'm telling you, like, my side was gone. Like, I don't know what happened. My knees were caving. Everything was going everywhere.
See, I've squatted a lot, beltless, sleeveless. I've done sleeveless 300 plus. I've done it like, but if given the chance, I'd never squat sleeveless again. This isn't even about, look at me, I'm the rawest there is. I am looking after my health in the future, because unless powerlifting is going to pay all of my bills and everything, every single thing, that my health's got to take priority. It's that simple. If someone's giving me, like, if SBD released SBD knee sleeves version 407 and they do the whole squat for me and they're legal, I'm wearing them because my knees are happy. I ain't gonna be like, oh, this old lion in
listen.
Nah, bro.
The sport, what are you doing? For us to be competitive, we need to adapt. Right?
Why are you adapting then? Wear the damn sleeves.
So that's what I'm saying. I need to
and be happy about it. Don't be sat here, like, I'm not going to be happy because I didn't pick the weight up off the floor and put it above my head by myself.
I think
I disagree.
For instance, like, look at the Titan sleeves, right? Look at those sleeves. You telling me, Indy, you load 380, you hit that bang, and you're going to be proud of that 380?
Yeah.
Why not?
100%.
Wow. Okay.
Bro, if that is the difference between winning, yeah.
No, like that's like you turning around to me and saying, your arms are too long, you're too good at deadlifting, you have to pull from a deficit now and put your arms like this to try and even out.
No. Guys, the point I'm making to you, I said, because we are all athletes, we're competitive athletes, the equipment's there, we have to use it because we're going to get the most out of it. That's what I'm saying, right? Yeah. I'm not saying do not be proud of what you
still putting the effort in, so why not be proud of it?
Mm.
Unless you put that sleeve on, you don't train, and then you put 20 kg on, I'll be like, cool, okay, that wasn't you. But if you're putting sleeves on or not, but you're training, you're busting your balls every single fucking day in the gym, you should be proud of any achievements you have.
That's true.
Are you telling me you don't go to that asbestos-ridden garage, turn the music off for the video, squat, and then sit, look at the camera going, "Yo, Delaney, I'm coming for you," and then carry? Are you telling me you don't do that? Yeah, you do that, and you bust your balls and you train every single day.
because I don't use a so-called sleeves. What I do is I use normal sleeves.
Even if you do. What about you telling me? So okay, when SBD, because they've put up that they were releasing their V2s. When they release them, you never use them. I've never had.
No, I will use them for comp.
No, you're not allowed to.
After it's true. After all you've been saying, like you're not allowed to.
You're not even allowed to use sleeves at Worlds anymore.
But guys,
you're lions, bro. Lions don't use sleeves. You see lions in the jungle with sleeves on. Nah, bro. They catch their prey naked, bro. Don't even put a singlet on. Tattoo, SBD to your chest and butt naked, starkers, go prove a point at Worlds. I don't want to see no belt, no sleeve, just Durins, bro. That old line.
Sometimes I'm confused on why SBD sponsored Durins. I swear he does nothing but talk shit every podcast about SBD. I have no idea why you're still with him. Honestly, they should.
You have no idea. Let me tell you why. Ranked number 1 in Britain, one of the best in the world, European champion, Commonwealth champion, number 2 in the world.
Wait, you meant Commonwealths and Europeans this year?
No, he did it way back ago.
When was this?
2017.
I did the Commonwealth before you were born.
Well, then that don't count. We don't talk about.
What do you don't count, bro? What do you mean? Let me stand up.
You can't tell me you're in 1982. I did a competition and won it, so I'm still going to be talking about it. You're going to change your name to something else, you know.
So you say. So you say
the Commonwealth.
So what you saying there? What you saying there? Somewhat winning 18 British titles don't count.
I never said that. You said that. I said your Commonwealth don't count. I said your Commonwealth don't count.
Anyway, That's why SPD sponsored me. But it's not just about
Fair
me
enough.
doing review about the equipment. No, I don't do review about the equipment. All I do is I show people how to use the equipment and I squat big on the platform for them.
Are you trying to?
But anyway.
Are you trying to throw a dig at Mo there, or?
No, I did not think about Jesus.
No, but now that Mo's been brought up here, like Mo, I gotta bring this up, bro, because
Yeah.
do you reckon KOTL is gonna have you back on the podcast? Because you were chatting a hell of a lot before Sheffield, and then Sheffield happened.
Bro, which hell of let's address this issue.
Hey,
No,
All
let's
I
go, let's
said
talk about
was-
this issue.
All I said what it will be handled, right?
Yeah,
And according to the numbers, yeah. I feel like this for the Sheffield prep, we had a plan for British. It changed obviously to Sheffield in 2 weeks,
yeah.
right? And I think, like, to be honest, we had insane goals now. Like, now that we've sat down and like we've reviewed what we're trying to do, we're trying to accomplish like a 40 kg PR in like 3 months. You know, like that was insane. So I think we overreached. We've respected that fact. We could have maybe
you didn't consider that overreaching prior to the attempt.
No, not at all, bro. It's like you can't, like, I feel like as an athlete, right? As an athlete, you can't, especially when training is going. Like, I don't know how you guys relate to this. Obviously, everyone's slightly different. Yeah.
I know. There's obviously, like, you know, trying to go for the risk and then that high risk.
Yeah, there's
high
like you
reward
can't
situation.
let doubt creep in. Like
Yeah.
when you, especially when you're
Yeah, I
so
get
close,
that.
you can't be like, oh nah, I can't do this, I can't do that.
I
Yeah,
get
So it's
that.
like,
But if your best ever total, is I
yeah,
don't know, the high 800s.
895. Yeah.
Yeah, 895. And then you're
Yeah.
going, yeah, man's going for 940, 960 still.
Yeah.
Bro,
Oh,
Yo,
hold
you
on,
gotta-
Mo.
in what world?
listen,
do you think
you gotta
Durance-
back
Durance-
yourself.
No, no, listen,
That's what I'm
back
saying.
yourself.
Do you reckon
Yeah, you
Durance will
gotta
be
back
like to
yourself.
me, hey, listen, I got 800 at Euros, yeah, but do you reckon we could go 840?
Yeah, if Durance had
How
new
about
sleeves,
this,
he'd go
though?
840. But I've got to back Mo in this case, right? For me, like, if I was prepping for British, like, I had a very good showing at British. But if you at British said, oh, you're now not competing now, you're competing in a week's time, in 2 weeks' time, and I was prepped for that British, I would not have had the same showing.
it
Because
does
like,
change a lot.
so when you're prepping for a competition, you're 12 weeks out, 14 weeks out, you're prepping for an X date. That X date is predetermined. Like the training you're going to be doing up until that point is predetermined. If someone just spanners in the works and says, yo, you got to add another 2 weeks on, unless you're like 10 weeks out, 8 weeks out, it's going to affect your training. It's going to affect
Yeah.
Because like if I'd already peaked mid-peak, I'm dying.
But that only proves my point even more for Mo, because like he knows he's had to put on an extra amount of days on top of what he was meant to be supposedly peaking, right? No, sorry, tapering, and then still think, yeah, man's good for another plus 40.
See, like Gavin Aiden says, burn your ships. My ship was burnt already, bro. I ain't trying to go back and then re-strategize and say, oh, we're going to aim for this. It was kind of like, just send it. Sheffield,
So-
there's nothing else to go for.
What do you mean? There was 5 bags to go for. That's 5,000 reasons to go for.
Money, like you just said, money is not everything, innit? I've got a good rep.
Are you in the same financial ship as Durance,
Okay,
bro?
in
If
this
Durance
financial
can die
crisis.
that,
Bro,
we can't talk like
My
that.
ship is bad.
the thing is, right, I'm going to
Durance
back...
was the person who provided the money for Sheffield. What do you mean?
That's why he was just kicking back, relaxing, watching you, man, fight for
But
that.
you know what, Mo, listen, I'm going to go more on this one, right? The 5 bags we were talking about, he went for it, but he's just unlucky he didn't get it. But the reality is, if I was put in a situation where Mo was, in terms of going to Sheffield, he didn't have anything to lose. As much as we give him hell, in Britain, but when you think about the 940 he was aiming for, it was the only point for him to place as high as possible, shoot for the stars and whatever. Do you know what I mean? So if he could have gained 920 or whatever, he would have gained I think 5th or 6th or something like that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
when you look at his attempt selection, apart from them being a bit stupid with their squad, which is I didn't know why they went, because when I watched the second attempt and I was thinking literally where I was sitting, I said, okay, Mo's gonna go 330, 332. When I saw 337, I even went for a piss. I was like, he's not gonna get it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
Because I literally
Yeah,
went because I said, like 12 kilo and that would be too much. But again, at the same time, if you watch his training, he squatted 330 before.
That was 15 kilos heavier than anything I've ever done. So
Do you know
it
what I
was
mean?
like, Yeah.
So realistically, when you think about it, they didn't really shoot too high. The only thing I thought they shoot really, really high was the 391 kilo. That one to me, it was just like, unless at the Euro, the 385. Was it 385 or 387?
87.5, 87.5.
87.5. I said, look, that one he touched himself. But in Sheffield, and I'm thinking, I literally, when he walked to the platform, I said, okay, his knees are chalk, there's talk on his knee, the hands are chalky, so he hasn't touched himself yet. So let's see what's going to happen.
See, yeah, let me tell. I'll let you guys know, right? See, like, I think I've told you already. Like, the plan was, realistically speaking, the reason why I went for that 337 is because the first half of the year, like the way we train, we do section by section. So we go, we're going to push squat, we're going to push bench, we're going to push deadlift. And like, we'd put everything in the bag for squats. The heaviest deadlift I'd done was 320. Like, because I was not planning on pulling 391 until 2 weeks late, like 2 weeks before Sheffield. So it's like, we just went for it, but it was kind of like win or loss, it doesn't matter. What am I going to go and pull 387.5 to do what? You know, to go and just go above ml on a bad day. It's like, what am I going to do? It's like,
I'm with Mo here. That would have been a pointless like endeavor. Like, did I think you had 391? I don't know. I wanted you to get it.
I was cramping, bro. So I'm
screaming my lungs out. But like, that was the only viable option, I think. There.
Actually, I got a question. I got a question for Mo. Had you not overreached on squat, do you reckon you would have had a more chance on that 391? Yes or no?
I think
just yes or
I
no?
think the problem.
Just
no,
yes
no,
or
no.
no?
The problem was my cramping. It wasn't the squats. I was cramping aggressively. So it wasn't a case of whether or not I squatted 337. Maybe if I didn't squat 337, I would have been fresh and I would have cramped.
What was your second attempt?
In it.
Second attempt dead. Was it 375?
370.
How did that 370 move in terms of cramping, your cramps?
I was cramped. I almost failed 305 in the warm-up room. Like my coach came over and said, like, Wagwan, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And I was like, my tricep locked up. Like, I was just like, shit. Let's see what happens. Kind of.
I shouldn't be laughing, but fuck.
See, me and Mo had a conversation about this as well, about the whole cramping situation, and it's not going to happen again.
I mean, anyway, the cramping. When it comes to the cramping, I know what you mean because I've been there a few times. So, and Joey witnessed it at the British. It's horrible.
No, it really is. Actually, you know what? Let me tell this story real quick, Durance. Yeah, because when you started cramping, was it
just tell people why we held back at the British?
No, I'm not gonna tell them that, but I'm gonna tell them what happened after bench, right? Because usually he has like these AirPods, and he hands them over to me when he's done a lift, and he was doing this, right? And I thought he was going like that, bring his hand over, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, give me your headphones, innit? I was like this. I was looking at him, he was looking at me. I was like, give me your headphones. He was like, what headphones? And then he goes, I'm cramping. I'm like, oh shit. And I tried getting my finger, no homos, but I tried getting my finger in there, yeah. Bro, I couldn't move it. That cramp is real.
It's real. It's not a joke.
But yo, bro, at least it cramped closed. You can hold on to the deadlift when it cramps closed. If it cramps open, like, if I was cramping in any way in my hands, I'd want it to cramp closed. You get me? Because then you can still hold on to the bar.
Yeah, no, that's what happened with my deadlift attempt. Every time I was holding the bar, my hand goes in locks.
Bro, I tell you why. You were cramping because someone somewhere in the world was wearing a different set of sleeves. Remember, cramping or not, that was all you, bro.
But yeah, going back to Sheffield again, more. Congrats, first of all. Secondly,
no, don't get me wrong. Congratulations, bro. You did you put on the show.
Big achievement, man.
Yeah, what you did for us is like you paved the way for every single male lifter in the country.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And to be honest, all of us are
even Joey
thinking.
Yeah, even me. No, don't get me wrong. Even me. I mean, I probably would have played it differently to your coach, but yeah, even me, bro.
How did that game plan go in nationals then?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm talking about as coach, bro. I'm talking about as coach. As far as I'm concerned, I did better than Vigas. But yeah.
Mo earn more money than we have kgs on our totals, so it's fine. That's what you gotta say, Mo. You gotta shut the man down.
Yeah, I got
So,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
no, Mo, that's fair. That's fair. You can say that.
I think what you've done there, more like it's unbelievable. Probably, and I'm not shed here, right? We never know the future. Probably we might not even have the British lifter there again. Do you know what I mean? And what you
That's
did,
unlikely though. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
unlikely.
we never. I said we never know the future. You know what I mean? Tony Cliff might get hit by a bus tomorrow. Whether the
Whoa,
bus
Whoa,
easy
you know what I
now.
mean?
bro!
And
You're gonna damage the bus.
and me, my asbestos garage might just drop on me. So you never know. So basically, these things, like as the French people always say, you just have to embrace it and you have to enjoy it. You did an incredible job, and plus, you already knew you're going to World. No matter what happened, you was going to World. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could
had
have bombed out. You could have gone well still.
Exactly. So you had to put all your eggs in one basket. I know you would have gone to World.
I think you need to
Believe me.
set up
That
a
would be mad
fund.
though.
Mo, set up a fund, right, to help people. So if Esmin ever turns up to a British Nationals, you can give him some money as a thank you. And then when Joey hits 600, you can give him a little bit of money. You get me? All that earning, just give some back to the lads.
Easy what you're saying. Easy what you're saying when you actually finally attempt your 400 deadlift that you never did, isn't it? Indy.
Rumor has what you on about, bro? I would have put anything that day.
Well,
I
know.
knew I didn't have a clue what was on that bar. I didn't have a last I saw it was 400.5, and that was the last time I checked the scoreboard.
How many times have you ever loaded that 400 kilos since you start competing?
But you would never load 400 in the gym, though. That would be nuts.
Well, I don't. The thing is, like, in my head, like, I'm not. It's weird because other people are chasing my 400 more than I'm chasing my 400. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's really, really, really weird, bro.
Wait,
'Cause, like,
didn't
people
someone say Mo was gonna pull 400 before you?
Nah, no,
Who's pulling 400, bro?
Yeah, bro, you got backers, you know.
Nah, someone said it,
Ishtiaq-
bro.
Ishtiaq said
and more.
you.
And more.
No,
you got backing from one of the best lifter in the UK that you're gonna pull 400 before Indy.
See, the thing is, you know, when it made me laugh when Duran said I was going to be the next person to pull 400, I just took it as a compliment and left it at that. And everyone started getting aggy about it. I was like, lads, just fucking pull it, then you give me. I was like, even I'm genuinely not even thinking about 400. I'm just thinking about getting better, right? And that's the only thing. Like, whatever I need to load on the third, I'm gonna load on the third. Is the way I'm looking at it from now on.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I've stopped chasing that number. Like, I know roughly what I want to hit towards the end of this prep, and it's gonna shut people up anyway. But we'll see. I was having this conversation with Rondell yesterday as well. He's pulled 400 plus, I think, in the gym, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's pulled it like 3 times already now.
This is what I mean. Like, comp day and training days are a completely different thing. Like, it's just it's variable. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could lift 420, 430 in the gym, but it doesn't mean it's going to translate to comp day. So I don't even think too much about it anymore, to be honest, Jordan's.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's fair. The only example I could think of at this moment in time was when Enna came on the pod and was just like, "Yeah, man, 399 euros."
And he said it with his. It's the way he said it.
Yeah.
He said it like with his chest so comfortably, like we wasn't phased.
And then
we were
two,
like, oh,
two
shit,
weeks
okay.
before Euros, all I hear is, "Joey, I take back what I said about that 399." He took it back fast.
See, I hit 385.5. I'd be happy with 386 because it means I've improved.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'm looking at my lift from now on.
Hell yeah.
It's just weird, man, because the amount of people that kept coming up to me in British and be like, 400. I'm like, yeah, you pull 400? You know what I mean? Like, people just, honestly, so many people are just like 400. I'm like, go do it then. Go on. I'll load the thing for you.
The other thing was like this 400 thing, right? I know 400 used to be a number. All the big deadlifters, you guys, I didn't necessarily mean you, Indy, but all these big pullers, 400, and it was a number everyone was chasing. Who's going to be the first on the IPF to pull 400? Because Christoph pulled 400 plus, but as equipped, but he didn't pull 400 as raw. I think he pulled 390, the one that more you were chasing at Sheffield. The reality is 400 has been broken, you know, and Jesus has pulled 410. So I mean, 400 is not really a number anymore. People should be thinking, oh yeah, who's gonna pull 400?
Nah, it's
they
still a
should be-
number because obviously the goal now be who's the lightest person to pull 400. That'll be the goal for everyone, innit?
Exactly.
It's like
we could say
after
that,
400 is just heavy.
450.
Whether it's 4 or 5, 40, that's mad, isn't it?
But for me,
It's
after
probably
800
£450.
pounds, it's heavy. Like, there's not actually that many
Yeah.
people who have even pulled 800 pounds. Like, you got really, really big deadlifters, like huge deadlifters, but then they come to comp day and there's nothing left, because like I keep saying this to people, they keep like pulling all these big deads in training, but they're not tired beforehand. They're not had to make weight beforehand. They've not had to do all these extra lifts beforehand, and their weights are just like people are getting aggy about Durin's like commenting about my 400, but I'm like, it didn't give me a big head, and I never thought, ha other people. I just thought, yeah, cool, that's nice. Like, I will pull 400. I'm going to do it, but it doesn't bother me when I do it. Like, people just need to
accept that.
Because you know, it's also these big deadlifts, like Mo, yourself, and some of the people that I'm not going to mention here, they pull these big numbers in the gym after squatting heavy, right? Because I kid you not, if I squat 200 kilos and Joey asked me to try on my 1 rep max, I'll probably pull 340, 345.
Swear down.
That even matter?
No,
Do you know what I mean?
But you know what? I'm gonna ask Mo a question because I am curious about this now, because obviously we've had Carlina on, we've had Evie on, and one of the things that they did mention was like how the set for Sheffield was, because obviously it's not like other comps you've done before, right? It was literally hours until the next lift, possibly because of how I don't even know, because the loading wasn't even like too long or anything like that.
No, loading was pretty quick, yeah.
It was
but
too
just
many of
like
them, that's why.
people
It
being
was too
held.
many.
Yeah, it was just like, I think
12 lifters is a lot, man.
Yeah, towards the end, they were saying how like deadlifts, man, it was like a struggle. Like, hype was like dying down. Adrenaline was like going low. What was it like for like in your case? Because obviously you're one of the two
it's
GB
fair.
lifters.
Like, it was a long meet for like you've been like Wolves. Wolves is like an hour 30, an hour. Like, it's nice, quick 8 lifters done straight away. Like, it was weighing what we weighed in. The men weighed in around 3 p.m. Nah, we weighed in late.
Oh yeah.
So for some reason, we just weighed in late. So everyone had like 1 hour to kind of refeed and start lifting around 4. Didn't end till around 8:30.
Yeah, bro.
So it was like it was a long meet, but irrespective, it was still, I think at the beginning a lot of people had a lot of hype, and then the hype was still there. It's like, come on, you're walking out to 2,000 people, you can't not be hyped, you know. But it was just kind of, it was a long meet. That was it. It's like you just adapt on the day. A lot of people were chasing. The only difference was if this was like a Worlds or anything, the priority will be to win your weight class, not to chase money. So you would have been more strategic going squats, bench, deadlifts, rather than going, I'm going to go for a ward attempt on my second attempt, or I'm going to pop a big squat that will get me closer to a ward attempt on my final deadlift. You know, you'd have paced a lot smarter, and like that's what Sheffield is. It's like anyone who comes to Sheffield is kind of like, that's what you have to deal with. It's, you just have to, either you pace yourself, or actually you struggle to pace yourself because you know what you're aiming for, rather than just aiming to win.
Would you say, because us watching Sheffield, I mean, Joey, I even said this to Joey, the first person that came to squat was Evie, right? I know Evie jumped to the 52s. Even that squat was a heavy squat. And then Keith come in. And then you see the way these squat was moving. Everybody, except I think until we reached Leah, I think that's when he moved like an opener. But everybody else was like, I don't use RPEs, but if I can relate to that, I could probably say maybe IP 9 for some of them, and as an opener. So was it due because what you mentioned that people were chasing these world record rather than just like, you know what? I have a world record there, but let me set myself to it.
Yeah, that's literally what Sheffield is. Sheffield is, if you're gonna come on that, realistically speaking, if you're gonna come on that platform, whether you're chasing a squat medal, a bench medal, like look at Carlina, for example. She chipped this world attempt in a second. If she was at IPF4, she wouldn't load 232 unless she feels amazing. Her goal is, hey, I'm already ahead.
Yes, she will.
What do I need to do that will keep me further ahead in comparison to Jessica and Agatha by deadlifts? It's like, but when you come to Sheffield, and also, you know, you've built the hype, every you're going against Taylor Atwood, you're going to go into Jesus. I'm not going. No one's going there thinking, "Oh shit, let me do an easy second attempt or easy third attempt and then see what happens on the day." Now you thinking I'm burning everything. Like I want to be in the top 3. I want to be in the top 5. So I'm gonna send it and like just hope for the best.
Is it why Nolan opened on 3:30?
Sorry, that's probably why Nolan opened with 3:30. I'm not gonna lie, because he was probably thinking 3:30, 3:40 on my second. I'm a lot closer to the award attempt than I was at my Sweden nationals. Same as like Mikey Davis too. 3:30, that 227.5 bench he went for 225. Didn't need that. He's like, boy, it was like, I need to be closer, and then maybe I'll pull something bigger on deadlift. So the gameplay was completely different entirely.
How are you feeling? Mo, how are you feeling going into Worlds now, man? Do you feel like
I'm just chilling in it? Because obviously, because I feel like we didn't, like I think I mentioned this earlier, like we didn't respect the gameplay because everyone got lost in the source of Sheffield. How many people? No one went 9 for 9. Jesus went 9 for 9, I think, but like
Evie went 9 for 9.
A few
Evie.
and Evie. So those are the people that won.
I think
But apart
Amanda
from
as well, isn't it? Amanda and Bonica.
Oh yeah, Amanda did well. Yeah. So apart from them, a lot of people went 6 for 9. Some people went 5 for 9, kind of thing. So everyone's this was also a good meet because it gives you, like Carlina, for example, she knows 232 moved, but it was just on the edge. Like Gavin Aiden knows 236.5 moved, but it's just on the edge. So going into Worlds, we've tested the upper limits, so now we just know, hey, this is the upper limits. We know where we failed. We know what we need to clean up, and we need to bring a cleaner, more strategic game to Malta. So I think a lot of lifters from Sheffield, as long as they're not injured, will place well also. So it'll be good. I strongly believe these lifters in Sheffield that went 9 for 9, most of them are those that had bad mates previously. A world, or either their world was bad, or the Euro was bad, or their last national was bad. And when you think about it, Jesus has a terrible world. So this was more about him making that statement, right? Same goes to Amanda. Amanda Ward was not the Amanda Lawrence that we knew from 2019. We haven't seen her for years. This was literally that time. And Bonica, similar to Bonica, as much as she's been dominating the 84 plus, but the Bonica that we saw in the past, we didn't know where she was. And people even start saying, oh yeah, Bonica's gone past. And then this was the time for them to do that. And then when you see all these people that went, 8, 6, 7, like Carlina has an amazing Commonwealth. And Sheffield, she ended up getting, even though she won, but she ended up getting 6 out of 9. So basically, almost the cards are almost relatable in terms of like, anyone had a bad meet before, they did well. And anyone that had a good meet before, they had to little bit like reach out a bit harder this time. So that's why I saw, from my own opinion, that's what I saw there.
I got
and also
you
Amanda, Amanda, Jesus, and Evie to an extent already. If you looked at the number, they kind of already surpassed the world record total. So they weren't necessarily pushing training to get a world record total. They were kind of like, and like you could say Jad and Tiffany, but theirs was so high, their performance was so high, they were almost chasing their own performance. But Jesus, Evie caught weight class, but she's done over 5-6 in the gym already. She is just coming with a game plan. Hey, I already have the numbers, I just need to execute. On comparison to everyone that's thinking, I need to push in training, then I need to push on meet day and hope for the stars to align. So everyone will get to that position. That after this now, it's going to be leveled. It's like you're most likely Sheffield in 2025 is going to be a lot of 6 or 9s.
I think
everyone has to send it.
I said to Joey and Esther, Sheffield 2020, not 2024, Sheffield 2025, SPD will save a hell of a lot of money if they stick on the same structure. Because guys, let's be honest here. You telling me these world records that these guys are pushing, it will reach a time where you can't reach them anymore. For instance, like someone like Jesus, right? Jesus is short in Sheffield, he has about another maybe 20, 30 kilo in him, right? Let's save that for next Sheffield. And after that, what else does he got?
It depends what sleeves come out next year, though.
True.
Yeah, so I got a question for you. I know we spoke about the time thing real quick, but is there anything that you reckon should be open to change in terms of how Sheffield is set up? Because that from like 3 p.m. to like 8:30 p.m, bro, that's 5.5 hours of just like
That's fine though. No, I think because obviously Sheffield is there to put on a show. So from an athlete perspective, we can't complain at all. Like there are people walking away with 30K. If it's an 8-hour meet, bruv, they're gonna pay you 30 grand at the end of it, make your money and put the work in. Right. Yeah. The only thing is from athlete point of view, bruv, we were spoiled. Like there's nothing to complain about at all. Like I can't complain about anything. Even if
did I hear? Did they pick you up on a Range Rover or you walked?
I walked in there and I saw the Range Rover there.
Mo was too busy vlogging bloody videos of street lamps on the way to the hotel. I don't know what you were playing up, Mo.
I saw on Google Maps it was 10 minutes walk. So I was like, oh, calm, let me do some steps and get there nice and warm. It didn't specify it was all uphill. So,
Bob, I think I'm going to revoke your African card, bro. Bro, there was a Range Rover, my man walked.
So, wait, hold on, wait. Just for the viewers, listen, and me, because I'm a little bit confused. There was a Range Rover waiting for Mo, but Mo decided to walk.
Yeah. There was a Range Rover that was went there to pick him up from the Athlete Hotel to the Sheffield venue, and the guy just went, "I'm gonna walk still."
I didn't know it was a Range though.
What do you mean, bro? It was outside.
Yeah, I remember I'd walked to the station.
This guy's acting the lobby was bricked up, bro.
After
it was
Euros,
glass everywhere. Yeah, you could see it.
I'm gonna snitch on Mo. After Euros, we were chilling, went to get some food and stuff, and then he was gonna catch a bus to the airport, bro. A bus. He's gonna catch 7 different buses to the. He was writing it down on his phone on his notepad. I have 20 seconds to get this next bus. I was like, bro, why don't you just get an Uber? He goes, and they're gonna cost a lot. I was like, bro, yo, don't lie, Mo. Don't lie. I was there. Right, verified this is. Man was gonna catch like 4 different buses to the airport instead of one Uber.
I think
I said, yo, Mo, I'll pay for your Uber. Just take the Uber. And then out of shame, he goes, all right, then I'll get the Uber.
even though he picked up the check at the Arnold's, but still man can't pay for Uber.
But it was a bus, bro. He was catching 3-4 buses.
Just to close down on the Sheffield, right? I know there's been a lot of questions and a lot of debate in there. We made it like a Sheffield episode, but what would you men think in terms of like what impact Sheffield has had on the world this year? How do you think world will pan out?
I think people would be very, as much as they would like say otherwise, they'd be very picky about what they actually want to post up as like the world record totals. Because otherwise, they'll fumble the bag. No offense, Mo. They'll fumble the bag.
Here's the interesting thing, though. Only a small percentage of lifters can actually be conservative. Yeah. Everyone after seeing Sheffield is pushing. Like everyone's coming
They
back.
want their Sheffield ticket for next year.
Everyone wants that spot.
You still gotta get the invite. You can't not push. You still have to push to get that invite, and then you have to push again. I think it's amazing, but it's also savage because like how many comps have you done in the last 12 months, Mo? Do you even?
It's a lot, bro.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I think it's done 6 now.
It's an extra comp.
It's a lot.
It's like an extra. It's an extra comp. You still have to peak for it. You still have to train for it. You still have to pay for it. Essentially, do you know what I mean? Like there's still a lot that goes on in this comp. It's another comp. It's another savage comp as well. Like so. It swings and roundabouts.
Here's another thing though, because everyone's like, for example, what was it? Tiffany's bench, for example, she had the bench world record and somebody pushed it at Euros not too long ago, or was another junior comp. So a lot of lifters are salty. So if they don't make it, right, they're gonna turn up to NAPF, Euros, everything. They're gonna push that world record. So it's not a friend. Like everyone's acting as buddy, but like. If I don't make it to Sheffield, if I can push that Delhi ball record, it's going up. I'm not going to wait until the next time I can go to Sheffield. And then, you know what I mean? So it's not an easy competition to get to or also to execute at either. Yeah.
I think to me, my view on for Malta is, as you said, Mo, there's not many people that can be conservative a world, right? And when I look at the names, it's potentially just 2 names, which is Jesus can be conservative, right? Let's just be honest. Jesus can be conservative, and also potentially Amanda Lawrence can be
No,
conservative.
Jesus and Evie can roll up at 8. They're
No.
guaranteed. No,
Nah,
they're
nah.
guaranteed.
No.
Naomi Albert will happily burn every single thing.
No,
Yeah.
but listen.
So that
No,
you
oh,
No,
can
yeah,
but
go
they're
anyway.
there. But they've
No.
got their Sheffield spot.
They've got their Sheffield.
Doesn't
spot
matter. They're gonna
already.
come 12th though. If people are pushing
Yeah.
the world
So
record.
that's what
are
I'm
you
talking
telling me?
about.
No, we're on about
Yeah.
Malta. Jordan's just saying at Malta, Jesus and Evie need to do nothing because they've already got their invite. Do you get what I mean?
Yes,
They need to
but-
push at Sheffield, but because
Yeah.
they've
Yeah.
got their invite, they're the only people that can be conservative as they want.
Yeah. So
You can-
Jesus,
yeah.
Malta, we're talking about Jesus. If you add Evie, we said Jesus, Evie, and Amanda Lawrence. The reason I'm saying that is because these are the only lifters in the wake, especially with Amanda Lawrence and Jesus. Amanda cannot push and still win the A4, right? Jesus cannot push and still win A4 plus. But everyone else, I was looking at the data, I was thinking even like, oh yeah, Leah doesn't need to push. And then look at the nomination, I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
She
needs
has to.
push. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Every single lifter has to push to get somewhere. This is why I'm saying like Malta's going to be, I know a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, Malta's becoming like a qualifier for Sheffield. Not anymore. As you said, Mo, anyone who goes
Malta's
salty and
tight.
push a record,
Yeah.
you'll have to. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
going to be
Malta-
interesting.
All top
But
8 flies in Malta is tight. Like it's not a walk through park kind of thing.
Yeah. Like
Mo-
in the AE, for instance, in the AE3, all the 8 lifters that will be on the top 8, anyone can win. Anyone can win.
I don't know about that one. Point it
How you
to
don't know about that one? Look at the look of Gate 8. It's like they won 20, apart from Indy and Tony that clear, but the rest will fight for third.
That's true. I've got
How
a
about
question
that?
though. And because you've tasted Sheffield already, right? How demoralizing is it honestly going to be like when you go into another comp, like into a nationals or to like a regionals or anything like that, man? It's going to be fucking weird, bro. Like, no disrespect. Honestly, no disrespect to all these, like, you know, to regionals, like, you know, to Greater London and all that. But it's going to be, for you especially, man, you got a taste of Sheffield, man. You got a taste of that fucking highlight. And then when you come into like, you know, a nationals where it's going to be like in a little pure gym or you see a basketball hoop at the top, or it's going to be fucking, it's bad, isn't it? No, honestly, like for us, it's bad as it is. But for you, Jesus Christ.
I think it's the same as like people who've been to Worlds. When they look at nationals, they're like, oh, it's just a stepping stone to get back to Worlds again. So it's just like, you just look at each meet like, I'm just chilling most of the time, man. It's like, so it'll be like, obviously routine will be either Worlds and then after Worlds, I don't know if Arnold is going to happen again. And then we'll see what happens after that. So I don't know.
So
it'll be chill. Yeah.
Would you go to Malta and push?
Yeah. Will I go to Malta and push?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. What else am I going to go and do? He's going for holiday.
Are you even?
Well, to go on holiday, you got to book your tickets first.
I was just about to say that.
I knew it. I saw Joey. Soon Joey was here, and then as soon as he said that, Joey went. I was like, yeah, gotta get it in before he does.
And just for the listeners, right? Basically, Mo hasn't even bought his ticket to Malta yet, so he has.
Hey, let me let you see. For Poland, I bought that ticket 2 days before I flew out.
Are you doing the same thing again, bro? This ain't like Poland, you know.
Nah, Poland's a mess though.
Bro, Malta, you'll be catching like 3 connecting flights just to get to Italy. And then get like a ferry to
there is selective flights.
Ship.
You need to book it. Because the flights are running down.
Bro, I must have been looking at one return flight, bro. It was like 20 hours in Seville.
Oh yeah, that's long.
Where are you looking from?
No, it was a return flight. From when I was checking. But
Air Philippines.
No, it wasn't. You know, it was. I think it was like. I don't know.
Yeah, Espin, what flight did you catch to run away from British? Just wondering, asking for a friend.
It was Ryanair.
I'm asking for Bailey, bro.
Talking about it, Espin, did you have in mind the fact that if you went to the British, you wouldn't get beat?
Nah, I wouldn't go beaten. No chance.
You sure?
You sure?
No chance.
Nah,
Mate.
but like the step 1 to winning is turning up. So
actually turn up. No. I'm aware. But what was it like? What did Keeper get? 635.
Yeah, 635.5.
So 2.5 more than his last comp.
2.
Yeah,
But
that's
he did a massive jump for his third attempt, though.
yeah, because he
but-
wanted the 8 total,
Bro,
but he could have been
Yeah.
conservative.
Yeah, he could have got more.
It's what it is, bro. You can only go by what's on paper, innit? 2.5.
What are you pushing at All England?
Oh man, I don't even know, you know.
I don't. You
It'll
know,
be-
don't you have to requalify?
Nah.
So you.
Well, I
He's
don't
a
know.
champion. He's a champion.
No,
I
no,
He
but
won.
in the 66. But if he has to go up a weight class,
Are you going up a weight class?
but if he has
Nah, I
to,
don't.
he has to requalify.
I don't know yet.
Yo, bro, I think you should,
Is
you know,
it?
because you built like a daddy long legs. 74 is calling your name, bro.
Because I can see that 315 deadlift, but as a 66, I don't see it.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll
I
be
mean,
a-
I want you to be there at 66.
It'll be a bit of a struggle though at 66, but we'll see.
Bit of a
I
struggle.
don't want to.
Hey, you know what, Jones? You know, Espin has records as an 83.
Is it?
Yeah, man. He's like
My first
800.
comp-
He's like 800th on the rank though, but like,
My my first comp was at the 83.
yeah.
What record is it? Lowest total
180.
achieved as an 83.
Oh no.
No, bro.
I
Guys,
got 185. I got 190 score. I'll do that. I'll do
190
that.
squad. That's more than some people I know.
That's
Anyway,
good though. Did you hit that as a sub junior? As
Yeah,
GL
okay.
points begin with point.
bro,
Joking.
the next topic, I think the next topic we had, I know we spoke about the sleeves, we spoke about Sheffield for Mo. I think the next one we had is the AGM guys.
Yeah.
First of all, let me just ask a general question, right? How do you guys feel about it?
Who's actually turning up though?
I am.
Yeah, same.
Are you going to the AGM?
Are you
Yeah.
guys going?
Where is it? Is it Molten or where is it? The start?
Molten, yeah. Molten.
Bro, how do you even get to Molten, man?
Not through
Train
public
away.
transport, bro.
I know. I can't even get there.
I think
even get there.
I think Mo is not London, so if you jump on a train, it'll be quicker.
Yeah.
Mo's gonna walk. No involvement.
He's looking at the bus stops right now. Like
I'm working, so I'm getting proxies done. But
So jump on the train, Mo,
This is the
get
problem.
close
Like
and let us
someone
know.
like Mo, like let's say you're far up north, you're really far down south. Like in-person only AGMs, it's a madness. It's such a joke.
Yeah.
It's 2023. We've gone through COVID. Loads of people are working from home. They can't even host an AGM online or refuse to for whatever reasons. Nah, it's not the one.
So you guys have
That's
seen the
true.
agenda, right? So far, you've probably seen the agenda.
Yeah.
You've seen
yeah.
people's motions and all of that stuff, and some of the roles that will be people resigned, some roles being advertised. So how do you all guys feel? Let's talk about the roles first, right? Because there was a few resignations there. Some people have left because of some personal reason have left, and the new people coming in. Do you guys think the Fed has been really transparent about these things?
So
Nah, not at all. To be honest with you, until someone posted the link for the AGM, I didn't even know anyone was resigning or who's even going for these roles. Like who actually wants to be in these roles now?
has anyone even applied for? So there was two
Yeah.
that have resigned. There's finance director and there's development and competition director. Has anyone even? I know no one's applied for the competition director one. Did someone apply for the finance one? Has that been filled?
No, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, no one. I haven't heard anything. So
Like I know Tony put a post up saying, why hasn't anyone applied, for the development and competitions one? And like I was speaking to quite a few people, and it just seems that a lot of people are put off by all the either the red tape or they're put off by the fact that they're not going to be given like autonomy to do whatever they want or like to actually So
to be honest, I don't know if you guys ever saw, there was a time they put up a job, like, not a shade at anyone in the federation, but they put up a job advert for a secretary role or like Richard Parker or something.
Yeah.
And the list was like, might need to work on the weekends, might need to do over 40 hours, need to travel to competitions, need to respond within 24 hours, long list of things that need to be done. compensation, 500 per month with utensils. And I was just like, you want somebody to work 9 to 5 an extra, and all you're going to provide is £500. It's like, it's not adding up. Like, what's going on here?
I think that's £500 as well, more on that job advert. I think it was expenses up to £500. It wasn't even like £500 guarantee. Do you know what I mean? Especially like, again, as you mentioned there, you want me to do a full-time job and all of that stuff. I know, I get it. I understand the fact that they will say this role, powerlifting, is a
charity based,
is a volunteer sport. We don't need to pay people. But my point is, if other people can pay something, why not us? You know, put it on the minimum wages or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? That's my point. Is I know someone will come and tell me, but where are we going to get the money? How many members do we have in the UK? How many sponsors do we have? Why don't you go to SPD or anyone else? Say, okay, we got this role coming up. We need you guys to cover it, because at the end of the day, there are many sponsors. Go and ask the questions. Do you know what I mean? That's where my point is. But anyway, again, as this role, I think, again, what you mentioned there, guys, I think there's no transparency into these things. You only found out when there was an AGM email coming in, and then you can see it. I've raised this issue before in terms of transparency in British powerlifting. The answer I was given was, oh, there's always an update on our website and Instagram and all of that crap. And I was like,
but on Instagram, there's nothing. They don't post anything. Like, there's
the other thing I said as well, if you're talking about website, how many people go on a www British powerlifting? Is it orgo.com? How many people go in there every day?
Only when I sign up to comps, bro.
Yeah, only when you're signing up for comps, really.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like the turnaround.
To renew your membership.
Yeah.
People go on just to check their rankings and make sure they're still 112th. No shade at anyone. No shade at anyone. That wasn't a shot at anyone. I'm just saying.
I don't try. So what do you guys think about the agenda itself, though, about people's motions?
There's a few good points in there. Like, I think a big one for me is, like, I understand why they have, like, coaches need to be members, all that stuff. Great, fantastic news. But when I apply for a membership, it doesn't say on there that there needs to be any background checks done. There's no background checks done when you get a membership. There's nothing to say that you're not a criminal. Your membership's approved near enough straight away. So that whole reasoning behind, we're doing this to stop weirdos from becoming members. How? It's not. It's money. It's money motivated only in my head. Right. So there needs, the ones that say that there needs to be like an affiliate membership, that needs to be a thing. That has to be a thing. And if you're going to say that, you know, to be a coach or to be a handler, we need to make sure that you're not X, Y, and Z. How are they checking these things?
That's true.
Yeah, because we got lifted, as you said, lifted don't get checked.
No. So you to be a coach there and to be able to handle people, the reason behind it is they're paying this money because we need to make sure they're okay, but you're not, because anybody can apply to be a lifter.
To do a background check and all that, though, it could be expensive, don't it? To do like
this is the thing, but like we don't know any, like, none of this information is provided. We don't know what background checks are done on anyone. We don't know anything. Like, nothing's like the transparency thing. It's not there, but we need to create some sort of like subsidized membership for people who just want to handle at nationals, for example, because paying 50 quid to handle at a comp's a madness. Or even help.
Who's paying 50 quid? Oh, yeah, just to be a member, isn't it? Yeah.
To be a member.
That's what you have to do.
You have to be a member to be able to help, to be able to spot and load, to be able to
be a volunteer.
To be a volunteer. So it's like, I get it. It's a volunteer.
So they have to pay to volunteer.
You have to pay to volunteer, bro. This is a madness.
Again, at the same time as well, right? What you said there, like, be a member. To be a member, you need to pay to handle someone. You need to meet. So it's money driven. But my point again, it will come down to, I think this is the question probably I'm going to ask again at the AGM, and they'll ask me to shut up as always. Where does the money go, though?
Yeah. To be honest, like, as long as money is coming in, that's fine. But I don't mind if it's, in fact, I'd rather powerlifting was money focused. Like, we need to treat it as a business, but then invest. Like, what's happening? Like, where it's a lot of cash is being cashed out, but we don't know.
The money's not going. The money's not. It hasn't been shown in Colchester. The money hasn't been shown in Nottingham Strong, because that was no money at all. So if you're asking people to pay, you need to show people as well. Okay, the money we are paying, because again, guys, don't get me wrong. We have got big sponsors as a lake. We got Lake on as a British sponsor. We got SPD. These are big names in powerlifting, big names. So you telling me we got them for free?
There's no
You
audit.
know?
I've never worked at a place or been associated with a place where there's been zero auditing done at all. Like every penny that I spend at work, everyone is aware of where it's going. Do you know what I mean? Just to make sure things are clear. I don't know how it works in British powerlifting. I wouldn't care to comment because I don't know.
They'll probably ask you, why don't you apply for the finance director role?
Yeah. And
Well, I don't deal in
for the
finance. Why don't you do it,
coordinating?
Jordan? You
Yeah.
finance things.
Believe me.
Listen, who here has financial background? It's you, bro.
Look, I can do it. I'm not saying I can't do it. I can do it, but I got big bills to pay that British powerlifting can't afford. So
Let's go, bro.
so yeah.
All right. Any other topics though?
The other ones was I saw it was about Sherry. I think Sherry put the one about international selection to be a bit more transparent. I know probably she put that on the back of the selection that was made for last year for the Commonwealth, because she went online and she spoke about it, how Sophia put a dispensation in and her winning the All England, but she still couldn't make it because Sophia put her dispensation early. But on that note, all I'm going to say is the way Sophia did it, that's the way to do things. Right? That is the professional way, the legal way to do it, where she was transparent about it. So, okay, my dispensation is there. But however, some of the people that got dispensations in the UK, especially the British, I didn't know Mo had a dispensation. I didn't know that. I thought when Mo qualified for Sheffield, I was like, oh, Mo's going to miss Malta. You know, until when I asked him personally, he was like, oh yeah, they gave it to him. But that was not transparent. I'm not saying this because Mo is my friend or whatever, but that's the reality. He was not that was not done in a professional way, right? But when Sophia did her one, it was right there, clear. Everybody could see it. However, how the selection went after, that's none of my business. That's their problem and the English course to deal with. But the reality is, the way to do it, that was the way she did it, the professional way to do it. And so one of the things that Sherry said, one of the motions she put down is about the selection to be a bit more transparent. What do you guys think about
it? Should I go first?
Yeah, go on, Mo.
All right, so I've just reread it just to be clear. Like, I'm a massive fan of what the Americans have done. You know, with the whole there's nationals. First of all, there's a required total you need to hit, because I think obviously we want to progress as a team. Like, the reason why SPD is investing so much, like a lot of the guys on the GB team, again, SPD sponsorship. A lot of the guys who are flying international, their brands are reaching out. And before Ben left, he was reaching out trying to get lifters access to free stuff with new brands. And the reason he can do that is because, hey, we've got a team that's performing, right? So first of all, there needs to be a minimum total to hit in order to go to internationals. Like, I feel like it's not fair, for example, in the 120s, there are 3 people who could potentially rank top 3 at Worlds, rank top 3 at Europeans, but now you're only going to pick one of those people in comparison to somebody, no offense, who might rank 8th at Worlds. You know, it's like, which one facilitates a better team going forward? And obviously it's the lifters that can actually bring back medals. We're performance driven. We're not, we've gone past the happy hold hands phase and everyone goes together, you know, kind of thing. So I think what the Americans done is good. A minimum set total. And I think if you hit that minimum set total at nationals, you should get priority. I back that 100%. Like, I would, if you hit the minimum set total, you should go to nationals. I think that's fair. Special dispensation should be there if your lift is injured or if you have to turn up to Sheffield last minute. But I would not, if, for example, Pape went above the A total and there was only one spot left, I 100% would not be happy taking that spot from Pape, even though I hit more Sheffield. He's done in nationals. He deserves his spot.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. I guess what you were trying to say there, just to put more emphasis to your point, is that obviously the prerequisite to be internationally selected is via nationals. Yeah. As opposed to just like banking on a dispensation and like someone else actually went through the correct avenue, as opposed to like counting on the dispensation as for you, like you did Sheffield, albeit you totaling more. It still doesn't go towards like the actual, well, I guess the correct route to be selected.
And
But again,
the most important thing will be that minimum total. That minimum total has to be competitive world stage, because that's what we want to have.
But I've got two questions here, right? I know you say the avenue for national, for international have to be national. You go and hit your A total national, like what Tosh has put that up. You hit that number, you're qualified, right?
Yeah.
So how about those people that hit those numbers or maybe go above that in places like the All England? Would those people be considered too? Because again, at the same time, because I know this has happened last year with it happened with Indy last year. Again, this is why I'm talking about it, because people would just be thinking, oh, I'm throwing shade at people out there. No, Indy's here is my friend, but I'm going to be honest about it. It happened to Indy, it happened to Christian last year, and it happened to Kieran, right? Where they hit these numbers in different competition, but they were considered for the Euros. Right?
Yeah.
Is that a fair venue? Because some of the people at World, they did not go because, they fumbled the ball at World, they had a bad World, they didn't get selected. Is it fair on them as well?
I think it's tough, isn't it? Joe, you can go. I don't know. Yeah.
Joey, yeah. No, you know what? It depends though, because how do you view All England? Is it still a national? You could still claim national records at All Englands, the same way you could claim national records at a Scottish or a Welsh. So I guess in that sense, you know, if in the general sense of the word, it is still considered as a national. However, it's not the British where, you know, the original prerequisite of their being selected that required minimum for international selection total, right? But I guess, you know, it's up to discretion of head coach, whereby if he wants to get the most out of a successful team into an international, he's going to have to select from the new cream of the crop, as opposed to, okay, these guys underperform. There's these other guys that will perform, albeit in possibly other weight classes. I guess if the intention is having the best performing team put forward, then he's gonna have to go from there. I mean, as I don't know, vicious as it sounds, if the objective is, you know, to perform the best as a team internationally, then you're gonna have to go by whoever's performing at the time, not who may or may
strongest.
not. Yeah, exactly.
The strongest in the country goes. So, Indy, what do you think about yourself?
For me,
you were in that category.
So being in that category, I never went to All Englands with the intent of being selected for GB. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I went to All England because I felt like I massively underperformed at nationals, and I wanted a competition where I could show that this is what I've worked for, period. That was my only reasoning. That was my only response. I wasn't even going to go to Commonwealths having hit that because I was injured. Like, I was a bit iffy. I was like, what if my back gets worse? I don't want to commit to a 2,500 pound round trip, and you'd have to do it early on to potentially go there and not be able to lift anyway. So I did All Englands with the intent of just doing All Englands. That was it. But did I know that would lead to selection to Europeans? Not a fucking clue. Did I know that? If I knew that going into All England, would my game plan have changed? Absolutely not, because what I did at All England was roughly what I was capable of at that time. Do you get what I mean? When I was approached with going to Europeans, was I confused about the whole situation? Yes, because I didn't know that. I didn't know that's how it worked. Didn't know what was going on. I thought it might have been me and Ben going, and obviously I didn't know until much later that it was me and Kieran going. Like, someone else being put in that situation, would they have turned that down? No. Do you know what I mean as well?
I think it's not a lifter's fault. Do you know what I mean? Again, as you said, you're not going to turn an opportunity like that down. But we're talking about the thing is, like, the way the selection is done has to be clear. As Mo said, it has to be clear for everybody. I'm not saying here, like, again, I'm playing devil advocate here. If they want us to hit a total at the national to go to an international, they have to potentially to put a list of these competitions that we have to do in the year. For instance, let's say if you want to go to World in June, you have to do the British. You hit your A total of the British, you go to June in June. And All England is always summer, right? If you hit your A total in the summer, you potentially have the chance to be selected for the Euros against the people that go to World. If they put that in black and white, it's crystal, and then people can start now aiming up. What do I want to do? Do I want to go to World or want to go to the Europeans?
I'll put it this way. Me personally, now, if I go to Malta, touch wood, and I hit 860, right, just 850, 840, I don't hit the total that is reflective of what I'm capable of. And then come Europeans, Tosh goes, or the head coach goes, right, we're going to not take you, we're taking Kieran and Tony. I'll be like, cool.
Yeah.
That's me personally. Personally. Like, I'll be honest, because I didn't perform here, and therefore I've missed my chance to then hit at the next one, because I can't say to him, yeah, but I'm capable of more, and he'll just, because your response is always going to be, well, then show me. It's like football. It's like a football team. If someone had like a bad streak or they're not performing, you can't say to that manager, no, he's part of the A team. Why are you putting a reserve on? Like, why is he allowed to go on? Because at the end of the day, the manager only gives a fuck about the final score. And that's fair. It needs to be down to the head coach to decide these things, and it's down to us as lifters to continue to perform.
Yeah. But at the same time as well, again, like, I'm going to play a devil advocate. What you just said there all depend as well on seasoned performance. Do you know what I mean? For instance, not being arrogant, let me take myself as an example, right? I did it World in South Africa. I did the Euros. I did the Nationals. If I go to World, I have a bad day, right? Let's say when I'm in my bad day, like, let's say I go and hit 800 at World, right? And then Tosh come to me saying, okay, I'm not taking you to the Euros. I'm going to take the best 83 that are All England that will eat like 805 or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But the reality is, okay, I hit 800, which was a bad performance for me, and someone hit 805 at All England, you're taking them
that's
there.
not a bad performance though. Like, so
yeah,
in that case, they'd probably take you. But if you hit 750 at Worlds,
and somebody hits 805,
and somebody hits 805, 820 at All England's, like, that's the comparison we're sort of making here. Do you know what I mean?
And also another devil advocate would be, hey, All England's happen. So for example, at Nationals, the qualifying total for 105 is 875, right? If a lifter didn't turn up, but they went to All England and they put 930, like, at some point, we just have to realize the aim is a better team, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the aim is a better team. You as a lifter, you need to also like just look at the facts. If somebody can put 930, most likely they'll put 930 when they were there to, you know. So it's up to you to be stronger. Like, that's the thing. Like, we can't play nice here and there. Everyone's goal is to be stronger. So come battle, you will progress, and eventually your time will come. But also, you can't just hang on the sidelines and hope for dispensation to get into a team. It's not fair. Everyone needs to battle and settle it and go forward.
I believe, again, what you just said there, if someone total more than you and gets selected for an international because the person didn't do any other meet, I believe that person should get the place, because the person proven they can beat you. Right? They can beat you for any given day, especially as you said there, like, someone taught a 930, 105. Mo, if that person come to the British, he could have probably beat you.
Yeah, but also,
if someone puts 930, I'll say you'll take my spot. Like, go.
But also, like, even at a Nationals, lifting at a Nationals is not the same as lifting at an international.
No, it's not.
So unless that person wildly underperforms, like slightly underperforming is no reason to kick someone out. If someone wildly underperforms, in my opinion, they do need to be replaced. But, like, for example, if Tony goes to Worlds now and he hits 915, he's not going to, but let's just give an example, and then wins, he's technically underperformed, but also still won. Do you get what I mean? That's no reason to drop him. Just as an example. So it needs to, obviously, I'm all for things being very clear, but also things are also very opaque at times as well. So you got to take it with a pinch of salt, I think.
Yeah.
So, Espin, what do you think? I know you've been a bit quiet because I probably you're thinking about it because you won All England. To be fair, you won All England last year.
I was actually going to say about my bit, yeah, because if you
Yeah.
think about it, right, I won the 66s at the Englands, so technically, and Joey, I'm not even on the website right now. Who won the 66s at the Euros?
At Euros,
Yeah.
it was
I think some Spanish guy.
some Spanish
600
though.
and
630 total.
And
630.
yeah, and his total was lower than what I got at the England. So technically speaking, if I got taken after the
No, he
England,
didn't. No, it wasn't. He told 630. You told 625 at All England.
but oh shit, okay. But if he was to calculate the 632.5 that I did in the one beforehand, which
Yeah.
I know no one's talking about, right, I would have
won by 2.5.
Euros.
Yeah, you would have won by 2.5.
That would have been my contribution to GB. You know what I mean? So in that sense, yeah. But then again, if you think about it, I didn't do the British, so a part of me will probably think I didn't deserve it. So I don't know.
You did English, though. You did English.
Yeah, but I'm too much of a selfish person to say that, so I'd probably be laughing and I'd probably like throw it in Kibria's face and be like, "Yeah, fucker, I'm going." But yeah, no, like, no, in all honesty, I think I don't know, man. There's two sides to the story. It's like what you guys said already, man. I personally feel like I feel like in order to do it properly, you need to go head to head against that person. Because again, let's just say at the British, right? I don't know, Kibria. I have to use him as an example. Kibria hits 650, right? Sick, banging total. And at the Englands, because I did a runner to Magaluf that week, I come back to the All Englands and now I hit 655 and I beat his total. Technically, we haven't really gone head to head, so you can't really decide that who's going to go where. You know what I mean? And I get what Jordan
if it's
said.
close.
No, but it's going to be like this. It's going to be like this, though. So say, for example, this British, Cabria hit 650, and then obviously you went Wales severely underperformed. But you go to All England, hit 655. If that total is convincing enough for like the head coach and be like, yo, this Cabria guy underperformed internationally. Espin's done international before. He hit 655, highest ranking total is 66 in Britain. It's within the criteria that he set. You're going to be selected for Euros.
But also one thing that no one's spoken about here, and no disrespect to everyone that's done England, because I know a lot of us here have done it. You don't get the best lifters at England, so technically you don't really perform to your best. Like you're not being pushed as much as you would have been pushed at British. So that's one thing we also need to take into consideration.
Unless what Indy said there, unless you go to the English thinking, do you know what? I had a shit British. I need to show what my prep was. You know what I mean? You put all in, because that's what Indy did. You put all in the line and left it on the platform and see what you can do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But someone like me, no disrespect to the English lifters, someone like me, if I go to the English, I'm not going to push for 300 score. Fuck that. Why would I do that?
You didn't even need to do that for the British this year, but that's another conversation.
Anyway.
I know this is like straying away from HM. I know you guys mentioned, potentially people being selected at All Englands for the upcoming Euros. But checking the calendar, IPF calendar, Euros is on twice within the space of 4 months? Because there's one in December and then there's one in March, I believe.
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, what's the thoughts?
I don't know what the calendar is going to be like for British next year, to be honest. Is it up yet? Is there anything up for next year? Probably not. No. So it's going to be a wild one. Like, we can't do another British this year. Like, it just won't be. It might be the case, but it then won't be feasible, because if we do a British this year, it's then going to be on the left-hand side of European, so someone's going to have to do 2 Europeans anyway, unless they send an A team to 1, B team to 2, but then there's enough time in between the 2 Europeans to get a good prep in for the next European. The whole thing is just a shambles.
I think again, at the same time, this is where competition like All England this year will be very important for us in Britain, because that comp at All England will literally give the head coach eyes on potentially people to get that second Europeans. Because again, I probably can say here, my plan this year is I'm going to do World and I'll do the Euros. Right, I'll do the 30 Euros this year, which is Silent, that's just a step over. That's not me. That's a step over. That's a show. That's like what Mo did at Sheffield. Anyway.
Yeah, but get paid
So
more.
yeah, potentially. So and do
Calm.
World Silent and the Euros in December. I'm not planning to do the Euros in March. I'm not planning to do that. So that's an opportunity for people.
Why?
All
What are you going to
England.
be doing in March?
Oh, I'm not planning to do the Euro in March because I need to prep for the British, because the British will have to be before World.
But we
next
don't
year.
know when the British is going to be next year.
He's let's be honest. Let me interpret what Jones just said. He's potentially going to do the one in December because he'll be at Sheffield in February.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
but
yes.
you don't need to. You don't. You don't need to.
He just told his calendar, but he didn't go into details.
You don't
Yeah,
need
but
to.
I'm gonna be at Sheffield though, like I was this year. So
Yeah,
I'll
you don't
be there.
need to. You don't need to prep to watch Sheffield. What are you on about? Listen,
You have to. But anyway, what I'm saying is, my plan is not to do even if whether Sheffield is there or not. I'm not planning to do Euros in March, but I'm planning to do Euros in December. So that's an opportunity for that. Things that, again, as I said, things like All England, for people to do their best, because there's a spot there in March.
it's gonna be wild to be a European champion for 3 months, though.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
fine.
okay with it. You're still talking about Commonwealth, fucking 1991.
Actually, no, Juris, I got a serious question for you. I know Wales is coming up. Should you win, not win? I think the potentiality for Sheffield is still very feasible for you. I mean, should Delaney win, they're gonna want someone to go head to head against him, because, I mean, who else is he gonna do this little prep dance for against at Sheffield next year other than you? I mean, you're how
the salsa dance.
Yeah, the salsa dance. Yeah, whatever it is. Would you be up for that? Be like, yeah, wild card Durance, or would you still want, like, yo, I want to be selected because I won, I earned this place? Because apparently you won't take a knee sleeve unless you earn it.
I'm gonna win, period. And I'm going to Sheffield. If the opportunity is there, I'll win and I'll go to Sheffield. Simple.
Cool.
You're gonna win. You're gonna win what? Sorry.
Win World. I win World. Yeah, I'm prepping to win World. I'm not prepping. I came second in South Africa. So what's the point of coming second?
So Mo, same thing for you. You want the invite again for Sheffield? I take it, yeah.
Yeah, everyone. They're like 8 lifters who potentially could go 900 plus. It's like everyone that's coming there is coming for. Let's be honest, everyone's coming for Anatoli's head because he's the one who has the current world record.
Yeah, it's true.
It's everyone's coming for that kind of.
I could say probably the same with the E3, right? Delaney got 835. Whether he likes it or not, we're all coming for that, right? So he has to perform at work. I know KOTL Ryan were talking about, oh yeah, but Delaney doesn't really need to. You need to be careful about breaking the world record in Malta because that can come and bite you in Sheffield. No, the man has to break it. If he doesn't break it, he's staying in America. Simple.
Wait, why does he need to break it?
Yeah, because if he doesn't break Rush world record total in Malta, he's not winning the World Championship. So it means
you're coming.
It's simple.
Joe is looking like this was not part of the plan, bro.
I mean,
if it's there, it's there. If it's not there,
the reality
it's not
is, if the opportunity is shown for me to go for it, I'm not going to hold back, thinking, oh yeah, because Delaney is having a bad me or whatever is underperforming, I'm going to hold back because I don't need to. I don't give a shit.
This is exactly what we were talking about earlier with regards to Sheffield and stuff and Worlds. Sheffield is a fantastic opportunity, but it doesn't detract from Worlds at all because
of course
people are hungry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well, not Durance. Even Durance on 1,000 calories is hungry. Like, if someone slips up, are you telling me he don't take it? Like Anatoly slips up, you telling me Mo won't take? Like, if the only people who are safe are Jesus and Levy. That's it.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like,
everyone else is coming to eat. Simple.
Yeah, because what Mo said there, we can't sit here and create drama, right? Some people thinking, oh, it's a drama if you say you're going to win world, or it's a drama if you say you're going to beat this person. Every single weight class has got a lifter that is favored to win world. Every single weight class, right? In the E3, in my weight class, Delaney is a heavy favorite to win world. But he has to perform a world. If he doesn't,
But
he's
you know what's
not
mad
winning
though?
well.
Even though you say he's the favorite, if you won, it won't be an upset.
It's not.
So
How
Well,
is that an upset?
That being said, though, Ryan has been hyping up Durans a lot, and lately Ryan has become the kind of Drake of powerlifting, where every time he hypes someone up, they fumble it. So Durans,
what should I say about
Durans,
Mo then? What should I say about Mo?
Look,
He was on that, he was
well,
like he was on KOTO like
Joey, I'm
saying
just
the
gonna say
most.
this one, yeah. My total's of round number is 900, yeah. So that 598.5 is a bit.
To be fair though, I really enjoyed Joey's podcast on King of the Lists. Oh wait, never mind.
Okay.
So,
At least,
yeah, do you know
at least I wasn't there like chatting the mostest and then fumbling the bag.
you know, the funny thing is
Didn't
that
chat
everyone's going
anything, bro.
Yes, you did. Oh my.
I'm just. Are we also
Indy,
not going to talk
Durance,
about how he
we
hasn't
were
watched
in the same
Rocky?
vehicle when we were listening to this KOTL episode.
Oh,
here,
Mo, believe
when
me,
Mo
Mo,
just
I have
goes,
receipt.
"Oh yeah, he's the top until next Saturday." I'm like,
I never
okay,
said bro. I just said next Saturday, you know.
bro.
No,
basically,
Mo.
yeah.
Mo, you exactly said these words. You said we're going to Sheffield to reclaim our number one spot.
Yeah, boy.
And then as soon as you said that, as soon as you said that, me and Joe would pull out the phone and think, what does Mo need to talk? Oh, you need 922.5 kilos. I was like, that's a bit low there.
Mo,
And
Mo
then-
was on about number 105. Mo got it back. Mo.
Yeah, trust me, bro.
No, don't
Oh,
backtrack
shit.
now. Don't
Man,
backtrack now because the question was from Ryan going, well, Durance is number one in Britain right now. What do you say to that, Mo? And he's like, oh, we'll see.
No.
after
What
this
am I gonna
Saturday."
say? Now, what am I gonna? I'm gonna turn around and give him my back and say, nah. Durance is number one, innit? I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
no
go
one does that.
Try and
Like,
hit
Durance, if you
below
were asked that-
Durance's total.
Yeah.
What? Durance will say the exact same thing. He'll be like, nah, I'm gonna
No.
burn Mo.
You gotta
No,
back
Ju-
yourself
no,
up.
No. You
Yeah,
don't know
will.
Durance, bro.
You will.
Durance
No,
will be like, okay.
Durance,
Okay, nah.
Durance-
Durance will say I'm going for 801.5, but I know after that camera turns off. No, Durance has every
when
number
it
on
turns
his
off,
wall.
not when it's on, bro. Not when the
Nah,
red light is
I know
straight in his
exactly
face.
what Durance would say. Durance would be like, nah, bruv, I'm fucking his shit, bruv. That's it. Old lion. Fucking, you'd give as much to anyone in that situation would give 10. You have to back yourself because you can't you're prepping for a competition, right? You can't have any negative mindset going into that competition,
Yeah, but
regardless of
also-
if you back yourself or not.
Yeah, but also Indy, something.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
backing
Mo,
yourself and
I
then
get
there's
what he
lying to
said,
yourself.
right? What Mo said there, I get because he had the data. He had Indy.
Oh,
Mo had the data. He had the training. He can back it up for his training, saying I can get my number one spot if I go these numbers, right? The 940. So, but for someone else, let's say like someone like Espin or Joey goes, oh, I'm gonna hunt down Durance at the British. Bro, that you must be stupid.
yeah,
to
but
say
he
that.
was striking distance. Like there's a difference between being 10, 15 kg off, or like in Espen and Joey's case, 500 kg off. Like there's a big difference. But also, Mo turns up, so he's already won 50% of that argument. Like Mo striking distance, Tony striking distance. Like I know they're big numbers, but they're still like they're within. Do you know what I mean? They're within reach. So them giving it.
But I don't
10.
know. But I don't know what you
See.
mean, but that was not striking distance. 20 kilos is not striking distance.
See,
bro.
when you're listening to guys like people talking about hitting 1,000 at like 105, right? What am I gonna come and do and say, oh nah, I'm trying to hit 910? I might know a man too, bro. It's like people talking about 1,000. I'm 90
Bro.
kilos behind.
Anyway,
at least
you know
you'll
what?
be closer to the actual like where you're gonna hit.
Joey, I was like, one more said there. I think I'm gonna steal something there. I think I need 850 made this year.
I mean, if you can do it, why not? But I was
Yeah.
gonna say though, bro, like it is crazy that what I need like 720 total to be the same GL points as Durance, bruv. 720.
Well, let's start with 6 first. Let's start with 600.
I know, let's start with 6 first.
And then
But I'm gonna say,
slowly-
but I am gonna say, yeah,
We'll slow.
like the 74s in GB can't even hit 720 either. So how's the 66 gonna do it?
Yeah, it's about time though, because like people who are lighter were always like like
Well,
Oh,
there
there's
are
a-
people doing it though.
It's
but that's
come
the thing,
around
that's
now,
the
Espen, you
It's
need to
come
back this,
around.
you know, because
So,
all these big boys are always taking the piss about like, oh, lighter people,
so
the formula
Mo,
always works with them. Shut
Mo,
up, man.
when I hit my 8:52.5, what do you need
Yeah.
for you to beat me? What would you need?
I don't
for you
know.
to beat me?
In fact, let it be 980, bro. I'll still back myself for
What
980.
GL points? What GL points? What GL points is that?
If
8:52.5.
you get, if you get 852 durance, he'll need 997.
So
99.
850 at 82.9 would leave you 117.73 GL points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just barely scratch joy, That's so mad.
Right.
Yeah, no,
and then
don't talk about that.
at 105 to get like 117.74, you'd need.
I need 955.
Oh, 955.
955 would be 117.96.
Yeah, that you beat me. Oh, Mo, you see, it's doable.
You need
955.
955.
Yeah, it is doable, man.
I could have sworn it was more. I must
Hey,
have.
see, I need like SBD plus tighter knee sleeves, and I'm good.
So guys,
Check this. All right. Fucking, are you ready
yeah.
for this?
Yeah.
As a 120 to beat you, you'd need 1015. So don't tell me about lighter weight shit. 1015 is a 120.
Yeah, but that's not even
Hello,
10.
who am
that's
I?
not even 10 times body weight. Though.
Anti-gravity.
Is that 10
Yeah, but
times
that's
body
not
weight
even
total?
10 times body weight.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's
I
not.
have to do
It's not.
way more than 10 times body weight. Bro.
I'm glad.
Why are you moving
I'm
like
glad-
multiple people have not done
I'm
it?
glad
though?
we
It's
brought
like there's a
this-
Like
long list of
4.
people who've done it.
No.
4
I'm
people.
glad we brought
Alright.
this up. I'm glad we brought this up, right? Because we were having this conversation last time, and I'm gonna fuck it. I'm here to shut you down. Weight is not linear. It's not a case of the heavier you go, 10 times is the same as fucking 10 times at 60. That's not how it works. Otherwise, progression
Exactly.
would
It's
always
harder.
be linear. It's harder as a heavier lifter to hit 10 times than as a lighter lifter. Period.
All right, Joey, I've got the data here. 20. Nah, it's more than 22. 20 lifters have gone over 660 tested.
How many 120s have done
none.
10 times? None.
None.
How many 120 plus? It's not the same.
Bob,
It's not a
then- Bob, the
linear
I
90
mean,
thing.
I was 20 kilos off, so I'm needed.
Yeah, but daddy long legs, it don't matter. Listen,
I think the 10 times body weight has only been on the 56 or 66, 74s, 83. I think that's it. The 93
you
haven't been 10
versus-
times.
In GB, it's you versus the stack, isn't it? For 10 times body weight.
Yeah, but he's not gonna hit it.
you know, if you hit 10 times body weight as a 120, you'd have fucking 140 GL points.
Bruh.
Your dots, right, is fucking catching up to Espen's best ever total if you do that.
That's mad. That is mad.
That's
Oh,
690 690 dots. That would be 10 times body weight. Like,
Man.
it's not
man,
linear. Like, we were having this conversation last time in the group chat, and I'm just like, it's not how it works. lads.
Maybe I'm just weak then. I got.
No, it's not about being weak. It's just as you get heavier, the weight, the effect it has on the human body, regardless of what you.
Yeah,
weigh.
but Joe is not heavy though. We should play on his favor.
Yeah, I'm with you. You're backing my point, but you sound like you're arguing me.
No, I'm not arguing you. I'm not
Doesn't
arguing
he?
you.
Doesn't he? Doesn't he?
It
sound
does.
Like
I'm not.
It does.
I'm
It does.
not.
even backing someone's case, Julian's like, "You're a dickhead, bruv." But
Anyway, the next topic on the agenda, guys, was about the AGM going online and being Zoom stuff and all of that. What do you guys think about it?
Do it.
They
imperative.
should have done that
Shit.
ages ago. Fucking hell. They should have been
Makes sense.
literally. It should
It's
have been
pretty
on Zoom
unanimous
time
here
ago.
now. Unless
The only
Yeah,
problem,
yeah.
that it might just be a free for all because I feel like all the junior lifters might just spam it and just start going nuts if it's online.
Yeah, but
Bro, they can't even
it's
organize
votes.
bucks, bruv.
It's votes, and
That's true.
regardless of if they spam it and do what they want, they have a right to do that. Because if they're paying for a membership, like they have a right. If people can walk around and get empty proxy votes signed off by people, like this one's technically illegal, do you know what I mean? And the other thing's legal. Like, it needs to have online voting. If like companies like government companies and companies dealing with really, really sensitive information can do stuff online, we can do it for a damn AGM.
Yeah. Unless there's
I
like,
think that will facilitate not just everybody, but because again, I think I said this already, is we have to adapt to the way technology is moving. If people working from home have the opportunity to do all of that, and I don't see why not the AGM could be doing that. And you will see they will have more participants and people will get involved more. Because all these things going to Morton College, I mean, more have to bloody catch the train from Newcastle. They're not going to pay for that. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? And then if you don't drive, you're effed. And your proxy, as much as you can trust people to use your proxy, would they use it the way you want to really use it?
Well, that's
Not,
down to the individual
you
on the notes to put, I am only voting for this and this. Like, it's down to you as a lifter to be like, these are the things I want you to vote this on, and that's all the proxy will be used for, which is the issue that I have with people signing empty proxy forms. Fucking stupid idea. Put what you want to vote on what you want to vote yes and no for, and that's it.
yeah.
But
I
it's
agree.
easy, again, it's easier to do it online still. Like, you got all our names here, right? British membership numbers, your BP numbers there. Someone checks, only allows you in if that's a relative if that's a registered BP number. Like, I know they're gonna say, well, how do we know like that person is that British powerlifting number? How do you know when they turn up? All they're showing you is a goddamn card anyway.
It's not even a card anymore. It's just PDF.
Well, yeah,
on the phone.
PDF. But apparently people were faking PDFs at bloody books, so it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's by the by. It's an irrelevant point. It's a point being made to stop people from attending and voting, and that shit.
I think let's go to the most. We're not going to cover all the points because there's so many of them. I'm just picking a few. I think like probably we should discuss. There's another one there from Paul Mars and Kim. They spoke about potentially scrapping the £30 fees for the lifter,
Yeah,
the levy fees, and the British Parliament just sponsor the coaching and all of that. So with me, I think I'm backing this one. Why am I saying this? Because I was one of the first guy at that AGM. Joe, do you remember what year was it? It was 2019, isn't it?
2019,
when
bro. Before
when
the
I was told
pandemic.
to when I was told to shut up, and I have to just be happy the fact that I'm lifting for British powerlifting.
Yeah.
So in that AGM, So in that AGM, this motion was voted there. Right? I'm sure if I'm on top of my head, I think Martin and the other guys didn't want to put him in. So my question was, the lifter have to give £30 toward the coaching, right? So when you look at our sub-juniors team and the juniors, we have a huge sub-juniors and juniors team. So just imagine £30 for every single young kid. That's a lot of money. So my question to them was, what does the lifter get out of it? I was told to shut up. I have to be proud of the fact I'm lifting for British powerlifting. Do you know what I mean? Which means I don't dispute that I'm proud of being British and I'm proud of lifting for British powerlifting. But the point of that £30 to me, I don't see the return to the lifter.
Yeah.
I.e., not a share to the British team here. The team has done an amazing job in terms of like how the coaching work now. They've changed a lot. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes we have to give them credit where credit is due. But in the past, it's been gone. In the past, they will leave you there at international to sort yourself out yourself. But you're paying 30 quid.
See, they put the reasons down. Like, initially it was done because the Fed was in financial difficulty, like whatever, that's fine, cool. But it's not anymore, and that's the reason they want to scrap this is we're not in a point now where that money really matters that much. It matters more to just let the lifter be a lifter.
But you know, even that financial, you said they were not transparent about it.
No, they're not. They're never
We
transparent about financials.
We did not get. We were just told put £30 forward for the coaching, but they didn't give us no rationale behind it. The rationale was these fees will help the coaching when they stay international.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was the only rationale they gave. Not like the fact that, okay, the Fed is struggling now to look after the coaching and all of the referees. So if you guys can help, and we're asking for the lifters, if you qualify for what to do this, that would have been fair. But when you just said £30, hang on, I'm paying a membership yearly. I'm paying for my comp every single year, right? I know people will be like, oh yeah, but you guys, your international is covered. Yeah, it's covered because of the hard work.
I see, Jones, yeah. Let me mention this one. You need to stop mentioning this is covered tin, bruv. A section is covered. Some people are still buying multiple tickets just to get to the Philippine venue, right? It's still expensive.
Yeah, and it's not all covered. Like, not everybody has it covered. Like, a lot of people are paying for their. Like, there's a lot of expenses, man. There's just so many expenses. There shouldn't be extra expenses incurred for the lifters. Like, that's just. This is a common sense thing that should just unanimously pass. If it
Can you
doesn't,
see me?
the whole Fed's a write off.
No,
we
no,
can just see
we
We
Epstein's
can't
phone.
see you, but that's good for us. This should pass unanimously. Like, if this doesn't pass, there's something genuinely massively wrong. Like, there's a few things in here that should just be passing. It's that simple.
What I kind of want to question now is that, you know, when that £30 levy was introduced and they're gonna scrap it, why must it come from the lifter to provide for the coaching or at internationals? Why can't the federation provide for it? That's what I'm kind of curious about.
So the response for that is because it's the lifter that get a lot from the coaching internationally. It's not the Fed that get much from coaching. Apparently, the coach didn't want to look. Okay, I get it. The fact that if you got good coaches around you when you're world, they're looking after you really well, you will just focus on the lifting. I know Paul has said I'm a bitch when I'm being handled. Sometimes I just love to be in a bitch, and he can take it. Something like that is different. When you go someone that look after you and all of that, that's the point. I get it. But rather than your second point, when you said that, Joey, why the lifter, not the national, but what they're saying is the Fed is not getting that. It's the lifter that is getting that help from the coaching. So we should be covering for our own services.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play like hopefully I don't get roasted for this, right? But it's almost like we're celebrating the bare minimum. It's like we're happy. It's like you should be happy to get the bare minimum. You should be happy that you spent 9 months, multiple extra hours of your time after work, training, breaking your bones, paying for internationals, paying for training gear to come and represent a country and just be happy and pay money to be happy so that somebody handles you. It's like, it's the bare minimum. Like a lot of parents, like I'm Nigerian, right? I have to explain to my dad every single time why the sport is worth it. For me personally, I just enjoy it. Like, I honestly enjoy the sport.
Yeah.
But if I'm being honest, I've put almost £6,000, £5,000 alone in traveling and whatnot, just into going for powerlifting, not to talk about 4 hours, 6 hours every single week. If I work out my monthly wages, like, no one is the bare minimum. And at some point, everyone just needs to be tired of the bare minimum, being happy with it. It's like people are putting a lot of hours into this. Like, it's no longer, volunteering. I'm so happy. Thank you for volunteering, right? But money's coming in now. Like, let's step it up.
The sport is not just, when we used to say, oh, powerlifting, even me, what you said there. I mean, every day, even though I won the British, I won the Euros, where I said my dad watched me on Eurosport when I did South Africa. But still, when I came on that platform and he asked me, what did you get from it? I was like, it was like, exactly. And you left your kid in London and you're in South Africa. What are you getting out of it? So basically, it's to say, to me, it's like, look, there's a selfish side of me saying, I love this sport, I love what I'm doing, and I'm literally traveling around the world to do it because I enjoy it. Yeah. But the funny thing, as you said, there more money is coming into the federation. This is the time where the federation almost have to go in line with other federations around the world. Yeah. We spoke to the Swedish, we spoke to the French, right? Even the Filipinos in the Philippines, they have a better federation than us. You can't tell me in the Philippines they're making more money in powerlifting than the UK.
No way.
But they can support their athletes, they can support their coaching. So why in British powerlifting we can't do that? This is what I mentioned in the beginning. I think this is where transparency come in. If the athletes are crying why we can't support the coaches, why we can't support the athletes, the Fed have to come to us saying these are the reasons. Yeah. And then we can debate these reasons.
we need to know what money's coming in, where that money's going. Because then, if there's genuinely no money available, you can be like, "This is the reason." And then, when athletes or when people are having podcasts, when people are having conversations, they're like, "Why can't this happen?" You have a backing up thing. You can be like, "This is why," because we don't have this. But when nothing's available, that makes it look shadier than it even probably is, or it should be. Because you're like, what the hell's going on here? Like, how does this work? Like, this makes no sense. Like, none of this.
And just to throw this in, because obviously sometimes it's very easy when you're accused of bare minimum, it's almost like you're not appreciating what goes in the background. A massive thank you to everyone who's volunteering. A massive thank you to everyone who's taking the time out to come and coach the GB team. A massive thank you to people taking the time out to volunteer, spot and load and things like that. But as a entity right now, right, it's almost like we're just relying on that. It's like, what's the plan for 2025? What's the plan for 2026? Like, I don't want the next set of juniors, right, to have to worry about sponsoring themselves to go international. You know, it's like we
Even
want to be getting the
coaches.
sport at that level. Yeah,
Like,
or even
we have
coaches.
so-
Coaches
we
should
have-
not have to.
We have so
Yeah.
much money. Like, these coaches, the people working, the people handling, the assistant coaches, like all these people, they're putting money in, they're putting time in, they're putting effort in. They also don't need to do this. And I like, as lifters, we don't get much, but as coaches, you get even less.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're still putting like time, effort in. They're still busting their balls. I remember watching some of like the assistant coaches and stuff, European. They're just having to sleep in the stands in between like lifts and stuff because like it's just what you got to do. They get jack from it. They don't get any like hype from it. Nothing. So this money that's coming into the Fed, instead of just randomly being spent on stuff, like possibly it could be given back to the people who are helping as well.
Yeah.
Because if you want a service, like if I want a service, I'm getting a builder to do a job. If I'm getting a builder to do that job for free, there's going to be a different level of service given than if I'm paying him. And that should be looked at for everything.
Yeah. Well, on that note, lads, this was a very good first ever segment portion of just talk of the week or talk of the talk or whatever. But yeah, thank you for jumping on. I know Espen and Durance have left me to fend for
I'm
myself.
still here.
Oh, are you? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
For
Just all
for
silent.
some weird reason, like my camera's just randomly decided to disappear. I think it must be this phone because I bought it from Ecuador. So apologies, lads.
It's because you're using an iPhone, bro. That's why. Man,
It must
Apple products, you know.
It must be that as well. So I spent
yeah,
too much money
man.
on Bailey. I can't afford anything else.
And them likes. Anyways, yeah, no, I'd say, yeah, special thank you, man. I hope we get to do this again soon. More
So
weeklies.
just so our listeners like have an understanding as to what this actually is. Obviously, this is annoying because you can't even see my face. Fuck sake. But basically, what we're going to be doing is every single week, every Saturday, we're going to do a recording and we're going to drop it on Sunday. It's just pretty much going to be like just a bunch of lads just talking about powerlifting related stuff that's happened throughout the whole week. So just gives everyone more of an understanding as to what's happened. It could be anything. It could be from people's training. It could be from like companies releasing, new products such as sleeves like we discussed today. And yeah, just pretty much like everything. And we just pretty much do a little recap throughout the whole week. But yeah, that's pretty much what that's going to be. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it.
It was a good one. It was a good laugh. We'll see you in the next one, yeah?
Yeah. Take it easy.
Cheers, boys. Take it easy.
All right, take care.